friends. Hello, hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. So today, if you like this look and you enjoy the eyeshadow look I did, I believe Tutorial Tuesday on this is already out, so you can go Talktorial, sorry. So you can go watch that, and I told a very funny story about a couple of things. So if you're interested, go check that out. Shameless plug. I've seen a bunch of influencers and people do these answering unpopular opinions videos, and I just think they're so fun. All right, so we're gonna get right into this. I did like makeup ones, and you could also give me some non-makeup unpopular opinions, and let's just see what you guys had to say. The first one is, eyelash curlers don't do anything and eyeliner is overrated. So if you're talking about like winged eyeliner that's liquid, absolutely overrated, and I only say that because I can't do it. So obviously if I can't do something, it's stupid. I don't really like liquid eyeliner. However, I wear actual like gel eyeliner underneath on my lower lash line literally every single day, and it's the only thing that makes my eyes look awake. Eyelash curlers don't do anything. I think it depends on your eyelashes, because for me, they don't really do anything, but my eyelashes naturally curl upwards, but I've seen some people who theirs do not do that. So eyelash curlers are like an essential thing for them. So I think it really just depends on the type of eyelashes you have. Foundation looks bad on so many people. If I can see your foundation, it's not cute. I don't know. I feel like just let people live. I don't know. Just like why does it matter? I think foundation, whether you can see it or not, like I don't understand the problem with that. I think if people feel, I'm already gonna annoy people with this answer, but I feel like if you feel good and you're happy, like why does it matter if you can see you're wearing makeup? You can tell that I wasn't born with teal on my eye right now. Like why does it matter if you can see that I'm wearing foundation if it makes me feel good? Does that make sense? I'm never gonna sit there and say that like somebody looks bad because of something they did with their makeup, because if that's how they want to feel confident, like more power to you. Melt Cosmetics doesn't deserve the hype that they are getting as the new edgy brand. I have to agree. I don't really understand the hype of Melt Cosmetics, and I feel like a lot of my friends are very into it and just love Melt, and I just don't get it. Maybe I'm not like edgy enough. Maybe I'm not like an edgelord. I don't know. Like I just don't understand the appeal. They came out with that big bulky book-like palette that had like 10 shades in it, and I just thought it was so uninspired and so boring and just such a random array of shades. I will say I thought their Smoke Sessions and I thought their Gemini palettes were very cool. Like I thought those palettes were unique. They were kind of the first-ish sort of like greener palettes that came out, and I did think those were very cool and a little bit more edgy, I would say. But I don't particularly think their formula is that amazing. I'm not like raving over their packaging, and I think people want them to be the new Urban Decay. And in a way, if you want to think about Urban Decay as they are now, which is edgy but boring, I would agree with that, but I don't think anything will ever compare to like OG Urban Decay days. And I don't think Melt is as edgy or as good as everyone says. Their formula, I have their Melt stacks, like I have the Melt stack in Rust, and it's just like not even that good. And I was so disappointed because I paid like $65 for it. They definitely have Urban Decay's prices. The top beauty influencers are not the best beauty influencers. Isn't that always the case? I don't know. I feel like that's always just the truth. Like the people at the top, you could say that about anything though, not even beauty influencers. Like the top singers might not be the best singers. They're just the people that had a lot of drive and a lot of passion, but also they're the people that had luck. Like I think people don't count in or factor in luck into a lot of people's success, because at the end of the day, getting lucky is a huge reason why some of the people at the top are at the top now. And I hate when it's like all about like they worked hard, they were passionate, they were driven, because while they were all those things, there's also like that tiny little bit of luck that can take somebody to the next level. There are a lot of people who work very hard and are very passionate about things and don't have that. Does that make sense? So I agree with that. The best people are not always the top people. Cheesecake is gross. Unsubscribe. Disagree. Cheesecake's amazing, especially original, just vanilla cheesecake. Amazing. I don't really like desserts. Like I don't like most desserts. I hate I hate pie. I'm canceled. I hate pie. I don't like any types of pie. None. I don't like pie. But cheesecake, yes, 10 out of 10. But my boyfriend also hates it though. Lip gloss is gross. Again, unsubscribe. What are you doing here? Welcome to my, I wish I could zoom in on my drawer of scrunchies and lip gloss. That's really embarrassing actually. I shouldn't show anybody that. It's literally a drawer of scrunchies and lip gloss. That's the only thing in it. I actually love lip gloss, but I'm really bad because my lips are so small. I'm very bad at applying liquid lipstick. So I feel like I use lip gloss as a cover for being bad at that. So if you just have natural naturally good lips, I don't think you'd have the same problems that I have. I don't like coffee. I used to hate coffee. I didn't like coffee until I was like 20 years old, and then I kind of grew to like it. I still don't particularly like coffee. Like black coffee is disgusting. Like why does anybody drink coffee black when things like creamer exist? I do like Starbucks. They have a venti vanilla sweet cream cold brew, and that is delicious. It's so good. It's like my favorite coffee at the moment. I love it. People who are toxic use their mental illness as an excuse for their bad behavior. This one I think is definitely a fine line, because of course you see people who use their mental health as excuses to act in negative ways. However, I think that's really personified by social media, and I don't necessarily think that is the norm for people who just day-to-day struggle with mental health issues. But of course, I think because we see on social media, especially, people do really bad things because they're emboldened, because they're behind a keyboard, and there's a sense of like anonymity to what they're doing. Because of that, I think we see a lot more toxic behavior, and then I think we see a lot of people blaming those toxic behaviors on mental illness. But I also think in real life, we see less of that, and I think a lot of time when you see toxic behaviors, they are actually related to mental health. Does it make them okay? No, but it does provide context as to why a person is doing the things that they're doing. Does that make sense? Pineapple and pizza is amazing. So I don't care about the pineapple and pizza debate. I literally could care less. I like my pizza with cheese. And that's it. I just want cheese. I'm such a picky eater. It's embarrassingly gross. I just want cheese on pizza. I don't care if it's pineapple. I don't care if you want to put freaking like kale on your pizza. Like I literally could care less. I just want pizza with cheese on it for me, and then you can have whatever you want. I'm not morally offended by the pineapple on pizza thing. I know a lot of people are, and honestly, okay, just keep making cheese pizzas and like you and I will be fine. People who don't believe in vaccinations shouldn't be allowed to have kids. That is such a tough topic. Man, should I even touch on that one? I don't even know if I should talk about this. That's an unpopular opinion. You're right. I think that at the end of the day, freedom to make decisions is at our core a very like American value, is the freedom to make your own decisions and like the freedom to within the law make your own decisions. Now, I personally think that it should be a law that you have to vaccinate your children, and I think that would eliminate a lot of this problem. However, it's not, and I don't necessarily think that and I think because it's not, it's hard to say that we could restrict people because of their beliefs. Even though I hate them and disagree with them, I don't believe in stripping people of their rights because of their opinions. But it's so tricky because like, boy, do I wish you would just vaccinate your children. Boy, do I wish that. I find Harry Potter boring. Okay, as a Hufflepuff, I'm gonna just tell you right meow. I'm gonna tell you in the kindest way possible that you are wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I totally get why people don't like Harry Potter. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and I always will be. But I also understand why people like don't like it. Like I understand that it's a little childish. I understand there are gaping plot holes. I understand like all of these types of things. Like I totally get it. But at the same time, like, it's something I grew up with. It's a very like magical thing for me. I've been to like, when I was in London, I got to go to the like Harry Potter place where the like the studio where they shot the entire movie, and you got to see like all the props and the sound stages, and like that is just like personified it for me because I've like gotten to really have like fan experiences. Obviously I went to like Orlando and did Harry Potter World. Like, if you guys hear banging, there's construction happening at my house. There's nothing I can do. So for me, it's like, I understand people might not like it, but for me it's like I love it. It's such a I got to see like Cursed Child. It's just like a nostalgic amazing thing for me. Matcha tastes like grass. Even the matcha lattes and whatever, it's all grass. I've never had matcha. I will give it a try, and then I'll give you an opinion on that. Breast milk doesn't make you any smarter than formula does. I actually worked at a daycare center, and this was a huge debate. I was working with the babies. I was working with the 6 months to 1 year kids mostly. That was like the main kids I worked with, and this was a huge debate of parents would get so upset if they couldn't give their kids breast milk, and they would feel like they were failing their children, and they would feel like they weren't giving them like a good start to life. And I know there's this huge stigma, especially that mothers face, of like, you have to breastfeed, you have to give your child breast milk, like, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Some moms can't breastfeed, and some moms like dry out quicker. Like, there's no shame in that, I think, and I don't think there has been any actual scientific proof that has proven that somebody who was breastfed or formula is like one is better. I was only ever given formula and I didn't find that out till recently, and my mom was like, I didn't care, I couldn't do it, so I just gave you formula. But I don't think there's any difference, and it makes me sad that so many, I would watch mothers get so upset. And it would just break my heart that moms get so sad and feel like they're failing their kids when they can't do something like that. That's not the case. Like, you just pushed a bowling ball out of your vagina. Like, please celebrate yourself, okay? Too Faced puts out good stuff and gets too much flack. Disagree. They have certain things that are good, but I feel like they get credit when those things are good. Like, I feel like they get the praise they deserve. The Peach collection was like super raved about and huge. Like, I do feel like when they do a good job, they get praise. They just put out way more crappy stuff than good stuff. So that's why the crappy stuff gets ridiculed. Because it's like, we know you can produce good things. I think they would be better off if they just never produced anything good, because then it would at least be consistent. Like, right now there's no consistency to it, you know? Belle from Beauty and the Beast is overhyped Stockholm Syndrome. It's so true. I actually like am in a woman's lives class. We talk a lot about Disney characters and Disney princess movies and how the really like damaging like messages that were sent to us from a very young age about how we should be treated by men, how we should be expected to be treated by men, what was like glorified as a good thing. We also talk a lot about, which I think is not a like thing that a lot of people discuss, but we also talk a lot about how the perception of Disney princes have an effect on young boys, and that is super, super interesting. If you ever want me to make a video about it, I will. I'll talk about that stuff all day because I think it's fascinating. Self-tanning and bronzing the face toes the line of blackface. I've actually wanted to do an entire video on blackfishing and kind of the whole concept around it and all of the issues around it. And I will say, I don't think self-tanning and bronzing normally, how people would normally do it, toes the line of blackface. However, I think there are extreme cases of people using it to blackfish, and I do think that's a problem. So, and I could talk about that in a video. I don't really want to get into it right now because I feel like it's a really, really heavily debated topic, and I also feel like there are 1,000 different sides. I feel like that is something that would warrant its whole video, but I think occasionally it can cross that line. Yes, for sure. College isn't a necessity for a successful career / life. Absolutely, it's not. I'm obviously in college and I'm obviously an advocate for college, so I definitely have my own opinions about it, but I don't think it's necessary for people to be successful. I know most of my friends actually didn't go to college and they are very, very successful and very happy in their lives. I don't think it's a necessity. However, I think if you have a career that requires it, if you want to do a career that requires it, go for it. I do think there should be more of an opportunity though for people to be able, who want to go, to be able to go. I don't think college should be this privilege that only people who are privileged get to have. I think anybody who wants it should be able to have it, and anybody who doesn't shouldn't be pressured by society, shouldn't be looked down upon. Like, I think it just needs to be something that's more easily accessible, because I think a lot of people talk themselves into not going because they know it's not an option, and that should never be happening. Being sleep deprived and calling it hustle is actually so damaging to our general health. Absolutely. Tiffany Ferg actually has a fantastic video on like hustle culture. I'll link it down below. I watched it and it just like changed my whole mindset. I think especially because I am a student, and I think all-nighters and pushing yourself past your limits are very glorified in college, and they're also very glorified as a creator on YouTube. I didn't even realize how I was glorifying the fact that I didn't have a healthy sleep schedule, was staying up till 5 in the morning, doing homework and editing videos and sleeping till noon and then going to classes. Like, I was glorifying that because I was like, I'm hustling, I'm working really hard, like I'm doing, and I looked at my life and I was like, I'm so unhappy. I can't wake up on time ever. Like, I don't sleep enough. I'm grouchy, I'm anxious more. So I absolutely do think hustle culture is like super problematic. Avocados taste like vomit. I actually like avocados. I can't figure out how to work them, so I never buy them because I feel like they either always go bad, or I don't open them right, or I don't know how to make them work. I need somebody to make like an avocado tutorial so I can figure out how to work them in my home. But when I buy them, or like buy avocado things or get avocado on my sushi, I love it. So I don't think it tastes like vomit. I think they're very yummy. I hate PR unboxings. I actually don't mind PR unboxings. I think it's kind of cool to see like the free stuff influencers get. I particularly like Tati's just because I feel like she gets stuff from not just like Tarte, Too Faced, Urban Decay. It's like a stuff from indie brands. I get to see all these different things, and I think it's a good way for people like Tati who get hundreds of packages like a month. I think it's a good way for her to show off things that she has received and give the brands, especially smaller brands, that like 1 second in the spotlight without having to do dedicated videos on everything every single product she receives. So I actually see the value in them, but I do think some people are annoying about it. I feel like, I don't know, it's weird because I definitely like have I have a lot of feelings about PR, but I feel like it's really just about how you act about it. Like some people, I'll watch their PR unboxings and they're just so annoying and I'm just like, shut up. But then some people like Tati, I just love watching them. I like seeing what she gets. I like when she gives smaller brands like a spotlight. Like I think all that's very cool. Mustard is fucking disgusting. You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely right. You are 100% correct. Mustard is literally gross. I can't smell it. I can't look at it. If I smell it, I start gagging. It's one of those foods that I like truly can't do. Mustard, I accidentally ate like a big spoon. My boyfriend made me try a garbage plate, which was awful. But he got a spoonful of it from this side that had all of this mustard on it. And I literally wanted to throw up. Like I could not handle the amount of mustard that I had just eaten. It was terrible. Game of Thrones is no big deal. Arya Stark did not go through 8 seasons of hell only to have a horrible ending for you to sit there and say that, okay? So no. Game of Thrones is a big deal. It's fantastic. It's amazing. The last 2 episodes broke my heart because they were absolutely 100% horrific. They were the worst episodes of television I've ever watched, and I can't believe they actually ended the show that way. I try really not to think about it because it's ridiculous. Golf is boring AF, literally the most boring sport. Absolutely. I don't like golf. Mini golf, that is exhilarating. Like play me, I will play some mini golf any day of the week. Like mini golf is so exciting. Actual golf, watching it, ugh, absolutely not. Pepsi is better than Coke. I actually don't drink soda at all. I've never liked it from the time I was a child. I've never liked soda, and there's still to this day not a soda I like. I hate carbonated beverages, which actually is probably a good thing for me because I feel like people are like addicted to carbonated beverages and like can't stop drinking. I've met multiple people who like talk about quitting soda like they would talk about quitting cigarettes. So I think that was like a good choice for subconscious 6-year-old me to make. Men are trash, most of them. Some of them, not most of them, some of them. I've met some trash men in my life. Some of them I still know. Superhero movies are way overrated. They're basically all the same. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is literally one of my favorite things. I'm so sorry, sweetie. I disagree. Iron Man, okay, Iron Man. I won't talk about it if you haven't seen the last movie, Infinity Wars. If you haven't, first of all though, like go, it's been out for like a year, first of all. Anyway, I cried hysterically during that movie at multiple parts. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All of the other ones are like meh. I don't really care about any other superheroes. Like I've never seen, what's the one with Wolverine? I don't even care to look it up. I've never seen those ones. I really don't care about those, but like Marvel, I love Marvel movies. Vegans aren't annoying, whoop. I totally agree with that. I think vegans get a really bad rap, and I don't know why. No, I do know why. It's because there are a couple that are very annoying, but guess what? There's a couple people who eat meat that I know that are also very annoying. So I think I hate when people let like a small group of people ruin an entire group of people, because just because a small group of vegans are like actually psychopaths about it and like publicly talk about it, doesn't mean that's how all vegans are. I have friends who are vegan that are literally just so chill. They just don't care. They just don't want to eat meat. And it's so simple. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, oh, cool. And they're like, oh, you want to eat it? Cool. Like, and that's how we exist. You know what I mean? Post Malone is overrated. He has a few bops. I don't know. I don't really know a lot of his music. I only know the like popular songs. I like Rockstar because there's this one part where he's like, cha-cha-cha-cha. And I think that's really fun to sing. Okay, there's so many of these. I gotta finish this up. Oh, this one's from Nisa. Nisa said, Nisipia, that's how you pronounce her channel name. Don't let her tell you different. It's Nisipia. Is honestly so cringe, and I don't know why people think she's funny, TBH. I don't know if that's like an unpopular opinion. No, I'm just kidding. I love Nisa. Go subscribe to her. She's fantastic. She's also way better at throwing shade than I am. Oh, my boyfriend submitted one and said, Smoky Glow is actually pretty good. That's an unpopular opinion. I have heard one. Hocus Pocus is an overrated movie. I really don't like Hocus Pocus. I know I'm gonna get dragged because it's like spooky season, but like I mean, it's fine. It's like an okay movie. I was honestly kind of scared of it when I was little because I was really scared of like anything spooky, and I still kind of am. I don't really like scary movies. Hocus Pocus isn't a scary movie, I guess, but it still is not one. I'm not like, oh my god, it's June, better watch Hocus Pocus. Like, no, I'll watch it like if it's on or whatever, but I don't like freak out about it. Metal straws look so stupid in single-use plastic cups. Yes, Starbucks will allow you to bring in your own cup and fill it up for you, and it's great. Take advantage of that. Like, let's stop with the single-use plastic, but also let's pass legislation so bigger companies can stop polluting our earth with zero repercussions. that would also help, I think, everything. This final one is from my mom, and I think this is perfect. She said, coasters are vital because water ruins wood. You know what, Mom? You're right. My mom, I swear to God, this is like just a funny story, but my mom, when we were kids, was so anal about coasters. Like, if you didn't have a coaster, you might as well pack up and leave. Like, you had to put everything on a coaster. And now in my home, I have a bajillion coasters, but occasionally I'll forget because I'm not a psychopath. And if she comes over and she sees it, she literally screams. She'll be like, water ruins wood! And that's what she would always scream at us when we were kids. So I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. Let me know if you guys had that issue where your mom like freaked out if you put something wet on wood. I get it. Like, I get, she's not wrong, but I don't care. So, all right, friends, that is going to be it for me. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, or just subscribe, or do neither. Honestly, just so happy you're watching me. Thank you so much for being here. My merch, my social media, and everything I'm wearing on my face will be linked down below, along with a link to register to vote. That's right. You can go register to vote in your local, state, and federal elections, and you can change the world. Probably not, but like, your vote matters and you should cast it. Also, if you're not from the United States and that link does not apply to you, please make sure that you're just like staying informed, staying aware on what's going on in your country and your part of the world, and use your voice for positive things, because the world absolutely needs more of it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!